Hello, this is Todd Luck, and this is a review of Power Lords, a 3-issue miniseries that just wrapped up. The third issue just came out and is available at your comic retailers. It's also available digitally on Amazon, and it will be available in trade paperback. This is from Oni Press, and it is part of the Nacelleverse. Nacelle is a company that puts out shows like The Toys That Made Us, and they've bought up lesser known toy properties to turn into comics and toys and cartoons. And so they've already got comics and toys. And since the last time I did a review of this series, they announced the first animated series for one of their properties is going to be on Tubi. It's going to be RoboForce. And when I did a video on that announcement, all I knew was it was coming in April. However, in the back of Power Lords number 3 is an advertisement for the new animated series, and it confirms it is coming to Tubi on April 12th. I wish I could set my VCR for that, but obviously we live in more enlightened times. They're doing a connected universe with all of their properties, and so each of them should get a season of animation if all goes well. And so after RoboForce, there's Biker Mice from Mars, then Sectars, Warriors of Symbion, the Great Garlu, the Cowboys of Moo Mesa, and the final one will be Power Lords. Now, Power Lords is designed to be this big crossover with all the characters in it, but I hope the Power Lords get their chance to shine because they never had an animated series back in the day, and I'd love to see those characters explored. I've already done a review of Power Lords number 1, so you might want to check that out. In that video, I go over the legacy and pop culture of adventures in space and on other planets, and I go over the history of the toy line and my thoughts on the first issue, so I'm going to try not to be redundant here. I'll just say briefly that Power Lords was a short-lived toy line from back in the 80s. They hired Wayne Barlow to design some really unique aliens for them, and there wasn't a whole lot as far as the story goes. It was just 3 issues of a DC comic. And I will once again say that the Dustin Weaver covers are out of this world. And each Nacelleverse miniseries does have Dustin Weaver covers that connect together and form one big image of all the characters in that miniseries. But I got to tell you, these Power Lord covers may be my favorite ones that he's done for Nacelle. And by the way, that red logo you see on the second issue is a pre-order variant that my comic shop just kind of randomly gave me. So this is a space opera, essentially, with super-powered heroes fighting evil aliens who have taken over this particular part of the universe. And the artwork is by V. Ken Marion with some great coloring by Andrew Dahlhaus. Now, Marion's art is really solid the first couple issues. He has great layouts, great detail. All the characters look great. But halfway through that miniseries, other people will start inking him, and that's going to have some mixed results. And I think by the time we get to that third issue, the artwork isn't quite as detailed. There isn't quite as much going on. And so it's still solid stuff. The layouts are still good, and it's still good stuff, but not quite as good as it started out. And the same could be said for the story. There just feels like there's way more in those first 2 issues than there is in the third issue. But it's still solid. It's a story that is a little bit lighthearted, but it takes itself seriously enough to have stakes and to make you care about the characters. Though there is the occasional odd moment, like where they're eating fast food from Earth in the third issue. But for the most part, I will say the writers Dennis Culver and Matt Hodson do a great job of establishing a whole lot of characters in a very small amount of time, making each of them distinctive and unique and making you care about what's going to happen to the characters. And while there's a lot about the backstory we don't know, we do get enough that we understand what the stakes are and that we care about what happens at the end. I do wish that we gotten more about Adam's past because there was clearly some interactions between Adam and Shea that revolve around some kind of history between those two. And I assume that's probably a setup for the animated series, and I hope, we get to see that explored. And so overall, I mean, of course, I didn't come in here expecting some kind of Jim Starlin level cosmic comic epic. This is a comic about a 80-year-old toy line that only has 3 issues to establish its characters, but I think it does a lot of really great stuff in those 3 issues. I really enjoyed those first couple issues, and I still like that 3rd issue. And I think overall, I think this is definitely a series worth checking out and probably my favorite Nacelleverse miniseries so far. And so the Nacelleverse began with Nacelleverse 0 that had all of the characters in it, followed by 3-issue miniseries of RoboForce, Biker Mice from Mars, Sectaurs, Warriors of Symbion, and now Power Lords. And so all of that's wrapped up, but don't worry, they're not done yet. In the back of this issue is an advertisement for the Great Garloo number 0, 40-page one-shot that is supposed to have the Biker Mice from Mars and RoboForce and a cast of thousands in it. And that's currently solicited to come out on April 30th. And in June, they plan to launch the first ever ongoing comic book series of Biker Mice from Mars. I don't know if anyone had that on their 2025 bingo card, but there it is. And I really, really would like to see more Power Lords. Hopefully they get an ongoing series too. But next up, of course, is on April 12th, RoboForce, the animated series, will be launching on Tubi. And I've talked about it enough, and now I'm finally going to be able to watch it and tell you guys what I think. And so I'm looking forward to doing a review on that, but I got plenty of other videos coming. So like and subscribe for more videos. And until next time, see ya.